Have you ever stared out at the deep, dark ocean and wondered what secrets it holds? What ancient, colossal beings might be lurking in the crushing depths, far beyond the reach of sunlight? For centuries, sailors and storytellers have whispered tales of one such creature, a monster of mythic proportions, a beast so vast it could be mistaken for an island. Today, we're diving deep into the abyss to uncover the legend of the Kraken. The story of the Kraken begins not in a Hollywood script, but in the icy, treacherous waters of the North Atlantic, whispered among the hardy sailors of Norway, Greenland, and Iceland. These weren't just campfire stories to spook young deckhands. These were warnings born from the very real dangers of the sea. Imagine you're on a small wooden ship, miles from land, and the water around you begins to churn. Bubbles the size of dinner plates break the surface, and a strange, massive shape rises from the depths. It's not a whale, it's not a rock. It's something else entirely. Something with countless writhing arms. The earliest written accounts of this leviathan date back to the 12th century. Norse sagas and folklore are filled with references to a monstrous sea creature, so enormous that its body could be mistaken for an entire landmass. Sailors, desperate for a rest, might try to anchor on what they thought was a small island, only to have it sink beneath them, pulling them down to a watery grave. This island was, of course, the back of the Kraken. One of the most famous early descriptions comes from a Norwegian text from around 1250, the Konungs Skugsha, or the King's Mirror. It describes a creature of immense size, more like a piece of land than a living thing. The text says it's rarely seen, and when it is, it's a sign of a great event to come. It wasn't just its size that was terrifying. The King's Mirror suggests that the real danger wasn't a direct attack, but the aftermath of its presence. When the Kraken submerged, it created a massive swirling whirlpool, a vortex so powerful it could suck down any ship unfortunate enough to be nearby. It was a force of nature, an unstoppable, unpredictable terror of the deep. But what did it look like? Early tales were vague, often just describing its sheer scale. As the centuries passed, however, the image of the Kraken began to solidify. By the 18th century, thanks to writers like Erik Pontoppidan, a bishop of Bergen in Norway, the Kraken became more defined. Pontoppidan wrote extensively about it in his Natural History of Norway. He gathered accounts from fishermen and sailors and painted a picture of a creature with many arms or horns, as high as the mast of a moderately sized vessel. These arms, he wrote, were equipped with suckers and claws, capable of grabbing the largest man of war and dragging it to the bottom of the ocean. Pontoppidan's descriptions are fascinating because they tried to frame the Kraken within the realm of natural science, not just myth. He speculated that the island illusion was due to the creature's massive, flat back. He also noted that fishermen often reported exceptionally rich catches in areas where the Kraken was said to have been. The theory was that the monster's waste attracted vast schools of fish, creating a bizarre, deadly fishing hotspot. Fishermen would row out over the spot where the Kraken was believed to be resting, drop their lines, and hope to pull in a huge haul before the beast decided to surface. It was the ultimate high-risk, high-reward job. As science and exploration advanced, the myth of the Kraken began to evolve. The age of sail gave way to the age of steam, and the oceans became a little less mysterious. But the legend didn't die. It just changed its shape. In the 19th century, the Kraken found a new identity, one that continues to define it today: the giant squid. This transformation was largely thanks to the burgeoning field of marine biology. In the 1850s, a Danish naturalist named Japetus Steenstrup studied the beak of a colossal squid that had washed ashore. He was the one who scientifically proposed that the legendary Kraken was, in fact, a real animal, the giant squid, or Architeuthis dux. This was a game-changer. Suddenly, the monster wasn't just a myth. It was a flesh-and-blood creature, albeit one that was incredibly elusive and poorly understood. This idea captured the public imagination. Jules Verne, in his 1870 masterpiece, 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas, immortalized the giant squid as a terrifying monster of the deep. His depiction of Captain Nemo's submarine, the Nautilus, battling a pulp of colossal dimensions, is one of the most iconic scenes in literature. Verne's monster wasn't just big. It was intelligent, malicious, and utterly relentless. It had eyes of a greenish glint, a horrible beak, and 8 arms that writhed like a nest of serpents. This image cemented the Kraken as giant squid in popular culture forever. But how much of the legend is based in reality? Is the giant squid truly the Kraken of old? The answer is, sort of. Giant squid are real and they are genuinely massive. The largest specimens ever recorded reached lengths of up to 43 feet, or 13 meters, including their tentacles. That's about the length of a school bus. They live in the deep ocean, have massive eyes, the largest in the animal kingdom, and are formidable predators. They battle sperm whales, their only known natural predator. In Titanic clashes in the abyss, leaving behind sucker-shaped scars on the whale's skin as evidence. However, there's no scientific evidence that a giant squid has ever attacked or sunk a ship. While a 43-foot squid is enormous, it's a far cry from the island-sized creature of legend. Dragging a large wooden warship to the depths seems well beyond the capabilities of even the biggest Architeuthis. The whirlpool effect? Also unlikely to be caused by a squid. It's more probable that these parts of the legend were exaggerations or misinterpretations of natural phenomena, like volcanic activity, strange currents, or simply the fear and uncertainty of life at sea. It's easy for us, in our age of satellite imagery and deep-sea submersibles, to dismiss these stories. But put yourself in the shoes of a 13th century sailor. Your world is small, the ocean is infinite, and you have no idea what lies beneath the waves. You see a pair of long, writhing tentacles emerge from the water, perhaps from a squid that has died and floated to the surface. Or maybe you just glimpse a massive dark shape in the murky water below. Your mind, steeped in folklore and a healthy fear of the unknown, fills in the blanks. The tentacles become monstrous arms. The dark shape becomes a body the size of an island. Fear is a powerful lens, and it can magnify the unknown into a monster. And the legend continues to thrive. The Kraken has become a staple of modern fantasy and horror. From the epic Release the Kraken line in the film Clash of the Titans to its appearances in video games, novels, and TV shows, the creature represents our enduring fascination with the monstrous and the unknown. It's the ultimate sea monster, a symbol of the ocean's untamable power and its hidden secrets. What's truly amazing is that even today, the deep ocean is largely unexplored. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the bottom of our own seas. The giant squid itself wasn't even filmed alive in its natural habitat until 2004. Think about that. For centuries, it was a legend, then a scientific theory based on washed-up remains. It took until the 21st century for us to finally get a good look at it, and who knows what else is down there. While an island-sized cephalopod is probably not on the cards, scientists are constantly discovering new and bizarre forms of life in the deep. Perhaps the next discovery will spark a new legend, a new monster for a new generation to fear and marvel at. The Kraken is more than just a story about a giant squid. It's a story about humanity's relationship with the natural world. It's about how we use stories to make sense of things we can't explain, to give a name and a face to our deepest fears. The ocean is vast, powerful, and indifferent to our existence. The Kraken is the embodiment of that terrifying truth. It's a reminder that no matter how much we think we know, there are still monsters in the deep. So the next time you're at the beach, looking out at the endless horizon, take a moment. Think about the thousands of feet of dark, cold water below. Think about the pressure, the darkness, and the ancient, hidden world that exists down there. And maybe, just maybe, give a little nod to the sailors of old who first told the tale of the mighty Kraken. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into one of the world's greatest legends. If you enjoyed this journey into the abyss, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tailies from the edge of the map. Let me know in the comments what myth or legend you want me to explore next. Stay curious, and see you in the next video.